Now to the question many Australians will be asking themselves this morning. Am I paying too much interest on my mortgage? Well, this comes with news banks have been shortchanging borrowers by as much as $11,000 by failing to pass on the Reserve Bank's full rate cuts.
Yeah, while there's always been a gap between official rates and what's on offer from financial institutions, over the past 4 years that gap has widened to more than 1%. And according to experts, that 1% can pretty quickly add up.
A Rate City estimates that variable borrowers would have saved a combined over $18 billion in the past 5 years from the lenders not passing on the full rate cuts from the Reserve Bank.
Yeah, now, mortgage holders wondering about their contribution to that billion-dollar figure can today access a rate gap calculator, which reveals how much they could be saving on their loan. I don't know, do we really want the answer to that? Joining us now is Christopher Zinn from consumer network One Big Switch, which has built the rate gap calculator, and our resident finance expert Nicole Pedersen-McKinnon of Smart Investor magazine. She is the editor. Good morning to you both. Christopher, you've launched the Truth in Banking campaign. Tell us about it. Do I really want to know how much I could be saving?
Well, look, if you want to lose weight or save money, you need to measure it. And everyone knows there's a big song and dance every time the banks don't pass on everything. What they don't know is what that costs you. So we've been able to build this calculator, and it's 4 years at the height of the global financial crisis. That gap has widened, mind the gap, like they say on the London Underground.
Yeah.
This gap has got very big. That's costing you big money. If you've got a $400,000 mortgage, you've paid another $10,000 over the past 4 years. And currently, you're probably paying $300 more. So this
is over 4 years?
Yeah, over 4 years
Right.
it adds up to $10,000, and currently your repayments on that $400,000 loan will be $300 higher than they would have been if the bank had passed on the full amount.
Is that enough for us to run away and switch banks, do you think?
No, I don't. It's not about switching banks, but it's knowing where you stand. I think that gives you...
It's about switching banks if you're losing money.
No, because you can actually phone up your bank. The bankers have said, you know, we invariably give discounts on the standard variable rate. I'll be phoning up my bank and saying, where is my discount if you invariably give it to people? So that's where it starts. Switching is a big operation. I think people need to look at that because we need more switching, but I would suggest start, measure it, find out what it is, find what the truth in banking is in terms of your mortgage.
OK, Nicole, what do you think about this gap? Clearly, I mean, when you start spelling it out in terms of $10,000 over 4 years, that's a lot of more.
It is, and it's about time that the banks are brought to account for this, which is where this initiative is great because it does finally quantify it and hopefully mobilise people that little bit more. They have been hoarding rate cuts, and they've been doing that in favour of savers over borrowers. There's kind of a tug of war, if you like, between savers and borrowers. Savers have been winning because banks need their cheap money to actually fund the loans that they issue in the first place. So that's what's been happening here. That's the dynamic. Our research shows that in the last year, for example, the Reserve has cut rates by 1.5%. Some institutions have only passed on 0.9 of that. So they really are holding it back for their own coffers and to then deliver to the savers.
So what do we do? How do we get it? How do we win this game?
Switch. Yeah, I mean, contrary to what Chris said, I mean, do the research, find out where you can get a better deal. Then, I guess, as Chris was alluding to, take that information to your existing lender because there is, talking truth in banking, there is this whole big industry right now in secret deals and discounts. So you need to ask, otherwise you won't receive. See if they'll match it, and that's going to save you a whole bunch of time, a whole bunch of money, potentially, as well, to get the best deal from where you are right now.
Christopher, if I want to grit my teeth and punch in my numbers into the rate gap calculator, what sort of paperwork have I got to sift through? What numbers do I need?
It's very simple. Just have your mortgage statement with you so you know what the rate paying, what the term is, how much you owe. Just go to truthinbanking.com or to the Yahoo 7 website.
Yeah.
You can just find the link there, put it in, it'll take you a couple of minutes, and then you'll find what you've been paying too much. And you know what? In the first Tuesday of November, if it happens again, you can do it again and find out. And eventually, it's that kind of information we think will actually, you know, make people make that call to their lender or switch. But
so I need to know how much
I'm not expecting people to switch later today just because it's something you need to think about and do some work with.
Do you reckon we're lazy? Because we've done this segment a lot. Do you reckon Australians are lazy because they know there's a few extra bucks going here and there and it might hurt, but it's just too complicated to get out?
Look, I mean, the figures just speak for themselves. If you think about this, right, if you switch from a big bank rate of 6.6% to the best rate of 5.6%, or one of the best rates, right, that's $246 a month, or $73,000 a year.
Over the term of the loan.
Sorry, over the term of the loan. That's right. Now, you would work an entire year, happily or unhappily perhaps, to make $73,000, and yet you could make it by filling out a couple of forms, basically. Of course, if you then maintain your payments, which we talk about often, you can boost those savings to $141,000. It's enormous.
It is enormous. Good info. Thank you, guys.
You've just got to make it easy for people. It's not that we're lazy, it's too complicated. Make it straightforward. Yep. Truthinbanking.com makes a little difference.
Yes, here we go. For more details on Truth in Banking campaign, you can head to the Daily Show info page of our website and we'll point you in the right direction. Thanks guys.